ridiculous. Y'all, David's going to get us an explicit E next to this podcast.
Today was supposed to be an episode that had a swear word in it, but we're not going to have a swear word because it would take too much work to put an explicit label on this episode. Is that right?
Yeah. So welcome to Somehow I Marriage. I'm Noelle, this is David, and I'd like to just talk about, I just lost my train of thought, like, why are we here? Okay, our sponsor this week is Rough to Rustic, Rough with the number 2, Rustic. They offer unique handmade Catholic gifts and decor that bring truth, beauty, and goodness to your domestic church, and I love this company. They make beautiful woodworking, laser printing, all kinds of different things. We actually used them to buy a bulk order for our mother-daughter conference, different notepads that they designed, which were fantastic. And they have a promo code for our listeners, R2R Loves, for $5 off purchases of $49 or more. And that's rough2rustic.com. So definitely check them out. It's a great website. Great family business.
You know, I just had an idea.
Okay, great.
We could swear in our podcast, but instead of actually saying the word, we could just say swear word. We could even do that in front of our kids. Like instead of swearing, which we sometimes feel like doing, we could just say swear word.
You were thinking about that whole time while I was doing our sponsor message?
There wasn't really a place for me to jump in, so
You're like, how can I insert a swear word into this? And I'm like, and Catholic gifts and decor is so wonderful. And you're like, you know what we should do? We should figure out a way to get around the loophole of explicit messaging so that we can put in a swear word. That's great.
I thought it was a legitimate segue.
You know, speaking of swear words, oh my gosh.
I think what I think is happening here is the fact that I am wearing a pink violet shirt.
I think it's a Christmas rosy red.
Is it a Christmas color? I don't think that this is a violet rose. If this was
There's
a crayon,
no such thing as violet rose
in the crayon world, which is pronounced crayon. It is very popular. So if you had one of those boxes of 108 crayons, then you would have known. But instead,
I always got the mega packs,
cheap kind.
No, rose art. How dare you? No, I got the Crayola mega pack. So the one with the twirly thing that's like almost like a Lazy Susan.
I'll show you twirly.
Yeah, I had all the good crayons.
What I do sitting in my chair right now.
Yeah, I asked David to please not twirl. David was sitting there like, you know, twirling in
my chair,
twiddling his fingers and twirling in his chair. So I was like, could you please not do that?
And giggling while wearing a pink violet shirt.
You're so manly. Anyway, just because you have a beard doesn't mean
having a beard like undoes everything that I'm doing. The color of the shirt, the twirling in my chair. Right. But he has a beard. I can get away with murder, flamboyant murder, and
oh my gosh, David. I'm sorry. I apologize. TGI Friday. Okay. Moving right along. So what is our topic for today? Our topic,
swear word.
No.
Okay.
Our topic is how to swear productively in your marriage.
No, but we'll get to that episode.
I did swear one time in our marriage. Well, I've sworn a few times. I try not to. I really try not to.
Have a breakdown of swearing fits.
This one, I do. Maybe in GIFs, but okay. I was I gave it up for Lent one year where I wasn't going to say any explicit words, and I did really well for a really long time, and I really, really, really try not to say bad words, or just off color words or inappropriate words, or you know, the words that you love to throw out in the middle of
instead of saying shut up, you say shut it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So, but
and
this
everyone
one time,
knows what you're talking about.
Do you remember when we set up the school? So we homeschool our 6 kids, and in our like what should be like a breakfast area space. We've got a bunch of shelves set up, and we were going to put all the school books on the shelves. And David was like, what we should get is bookends. And I was like, no, I'd rather have baskets. I don't want to see the mess. I want it put away. Let's just get a bunch of baskets. And you were like, no. What we really need is bookends. And I said, but David, I really want some baskets, some really nice baskets and bins. And you're like, no, I really think we should get bookends. And I said, if you bleep say bookends one more time.
If you swear word, say bookends one more time.
I was very pregnant, and then I cried.
It was such a good idea that I kept on saying the word bookends. And I don't think I realized how many times I was saying the word bookends, because it's one of those words that if you keep saying it, it loses its meaning. Bookends, bookends. And I thought it was such a great idea that, and maybe the fact that it was such a great idea for me, and I didn't know yet if you had understood how big of a monumentous idea this was. Yeah, I kept on repeating it to the point where you exploded. You were tolerating me, tolerate,
and
then,
kill.
And you tried to kill me.
If you bleep say that word one more time.
Did we get bookends? Did we end up
We did.
getting
I
bookends?
ordered a bunch of bookends.
And have they not made our life better?
No, I instead got magazine racks. Okay.
All right.
And baskets.
So
anyway.
Speaking of loving me, that is what today's episode is generally about, because the title comes to us from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. It is called Find a Wife Who Prefers You When You're Bald. While it seems like I made that up off the top of my head, it really is off the top of my head. Right?
Oh gosh, wow, the puns these days, yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is the topic near and dear to my heart and to yours. Near
and dear to your heart, more like your brain.
When you see yourself in the reflection of my head, I think you generally you like me when I'm bald. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
I prefer you when you're bald because you have shown me pictures with hair when you used to have hair. Right.
So this was not benounced.
Benounced? Oh my God. You do make up words all the time. This is how we're going to get around the swear thing. You're just going to make up a word.
Was that
unbeknownst?
Unbeknownst?
This was not benounced to me. That
it was
I'm so educated.
Stop. No.
It was announced to you because it was not announced to me.
I really thought that was the word. This is unbeknownst.
Speaking,
is that
I saw a license plate today that said TOCHE, and I wondered if they were trying to spell touche, but they only spelled toch. I don't know if that's a thing, but okay.
Touchy.
So it was not announced to you.
It was not announced to me that when I was first dating you, but even a few years into our marriage, I did not know that you felt this way about my head.
Well, I didn't know that I felt that way about your head.
Really? Until
you showed me the pictures of when you used to have hair.
Yeah, no, well, it was my license, which that year happened to be a good year for me. Some license years I've had like allergies when I went to the DMV, and it looks like the psycho axe murderer mugshot photo. Like my face is just all puffy. Like I had been killing people, and that's what happens to your face after a day of killing. The puffiness, and so like that was a good license photo for me. That one that I showed you, and it was back when I was in high school, full head of hair. And your reaction was not what I thought it was going to be. Like I thought you were going to be like, "Oh, David. Oh, my swear word." Like you would have been right, but your reaction was the opposite.
I was like, ew, gross.
Oh, swear word, gross.
No, I mean, it was like it was alive on your head. You looked like you could have been on Saved by the Bell as a background character. Like you were very, very into 90s
Not
fashion.
even Screech's stunt double.
90s, early 2000s fashion. You were really into that. Mm-hmm.
The kids did say in high school that I looked like one of the Backstreet Boys.
I've heard that about you a few times. Somebody said that you looked like one of the Backstreet Boys.
But you're
I don't know which one.
more of an NSYNC kind of girl, and so you didn't really
So I was
appreciate
like,
that at
meh.
the time.
Yeah, I wasn't really into boy bands.
Not even this boy band right here.
You are your own band.
The whole
now.
package. Yes. Minus the
You're
hair.
the only boy band that I need.
I am a man band. I am not a boy band. I am a man band. Why don't they have man bands? You know, why isn't that a thing? Boy bands, but not
because
man
that's
bands.
creepy.
It's
creepy.
I could
Can
make
you get
it.
if you?
I could bring it out of the uncreepy.
Can you?
Just give me a chance.
Ooh, I cannot imagine getting a bunch of girls together and be like, "You want to go see the man band?"
No, not girls.
What's your favorite
women,
man band?
Women. Like this is for mature people, not like these little, teeny girls that are just like.
Yeah, it's
boy
creepy.
bands.
It's still creepy.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm trying to do that at this point in my life.
I think it would be hilarious though, a bunch of like 40 and 50-year-old men doing the moves of Backstreet Boys.
Yeah,
wait, I think they actually are
Backstreet
doing
Boys.
that now. I forgot we're old. I forgot we're old now.
Creepy. So let's circle back. Besides moving along from man bands, is that like you were under impressed by my hair.
I was.
Saw it.
And it's interesting that you at the time, like that was, something that was very integral to your body image, that you like having hair and being really into your hair and then not having hair. Like what was that adjustment for you?
I don't want to talk about it. It's too painful. No, I have a confession to make. I don't know if I've ever told you this. It's like you're like, tell me something about yourself that no one knows, and I'm like, no. When I was a kid, I'm talking really young, like 10. I think that with the role models that I had to look up to, which was your 80s hair metal. Rockers who used a lot of hair product, and I didn't know that. I thought that their hair naturally looked like that. That I thought that that's what you need to be a man, is like you need crazy huge hair like that, like the 80s hair metal. And my hair was absolutely nothing like those guys'. So and I didn't understand the concept of hairspray and all that, all that stuff. So I hated my hair in a secret way, and was spending a lot of time on my hair trying to get it to be this certain way. And it became kind of an obsession. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I prayed, God, please help me to find a wife. Please help me to be a rock star, and please help me to have a great head of hair. And that was like before I knew Jesus, but like those were the things that I prayed for. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, didn't you tell me that one time you wouldn't go out in public because you didn't like your hair that day or something?
Yeah.
What was that? I can't remember.
We were in Puerto Rico, and it's very humid. The hotel that we were staying at, like this girl invited my brother and I to hang out at the pool. Oh my gosh, there's a girl that invited us to the pool. So we were like, geeking out or whatever, like literally geeking out, cause we were geeks. And, my brother went, he has straighter hair than I do. And, that's why he was able to leave the hotel room. But my hair, was not, cooperating. It was doing everything. And I remember like looking in the mirror and like tearing a chunk of my hair out, like, pulling that hard on my hair. I hated my hair so
much. Well, that's why you're bald.
And from that day forth, it has been the way
never
it
grew
is.
back.
I tweezed my eyebrows too. I used to have a unibrow. Now it's bald in the middle. No, this is just natural.
I used to have a unibrow.
Did you really?
Well, sort of. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll get to you.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the Puerto Rico incident that I will never speak of except on a podcast. Yeah.
To a bunch of strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think
you're like, well, I can't relate to that at all.
I don't even know how to talk. No, actually, sort of I can, because I have had hair loss since, I don't know, just this whole year has been so hard for me with my hormones being super, super off, you know, the 2 miscarriages that we had, the other health stuff that I've been having, and then losing my hair just right and left. I'm like finding it everywhere and it's clogging the drains. I literally had to open the shower drain and pull everything out because it was just, and that was gross.
I have another confession to make.
I could have made a wig with that for you.
So you take your hair and you like stick it to the wall.
That's so it doesn't go down the drain.
Shower.
And so then I can clean it out.
Sometimes I've taken that clump and actually put it on my head.
I could make you one. I can weave one for you. I'll weave you a wig. You're like, weave me a wone. I'll weave you a wig.
That's some places the lotion in the basket kind of stuff right there. It places the lotion in the basket. Remember that scene?
I don't even know what that. I don't
Silence
know what you're talking about.
That was a reference to Silence of the
Okay,
Lambs.
I smiled, but I literally had no idea what you're talking about.
And my face looked bloated in my license from being an axe murderer.
See, my wow, okay.
So many creepy references on this episode.
It's all you. It's all you. Like, I want to start a man band. And I'm an axe murderer because my face was puffy. Okay. That's a good band name. Puffy faced axe murderers. Okay.
Stop. Don't make me laugh. I'm full of chocolate.
Oh my God. Anyway, speaking of creepy.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So yeah. Well, I feel like your baldness, while it may have at one point been a point of tension or insecurity or sadness, whatever.
Oh, it was brutal. It was horrific. I went bald at 19. At least I made it through high school.
Yeah. Well, I think it suits you. The only thing that's difficult for me is being in a place with other bearded bald guys, because then I feel like you do all look alike.
And it's too much sexy.
It's hard to find.
Too much sexy overload.
Man. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, oh, I can't handle myself.
I'm not a mind reader, hon, but sometimes I am.
What is wrong with you today?
I know what you were thinking.
Oh my God. Wow. He who or she who looks at a bearded bald man with lust in her heart has committed adultery. Is that what it says?
That's why I wear a hat most of the time.
Oh yeah. Modest is hottest. Good grief. Speaking of licenses, so I was really upset that on your driver's license you have to put your current weight. So when we moved and I had to get my driver's license and they put your weight on your driver's license, I was like, so can I put the weight that I will be after I lose my baby weight? And
No.
they don't let you do that.
No. What the
So you have to put your current weight. That's my body image issue, is my weight.
Let's talk about you.
Yeah,
Let's talk about your
I
body
struggle
for
with
a
that.
second.
I hate you so much. Are you trying to hurt my feelings? Because if so, you are succeeding.
So you've seen photos of me when I was younger with hair. You were horrified. You thought it was like Medusa or something, like, the male version of Medusa, living snakes on my head. And it would be Medusa. Oh yeah. And you have shown me, or I came across, maybe you tried to hide them, but I've seen photos of you younger. And how do you feel about younger photos of you?
Now I don't care, because I've matured past where that still really caused me woundedness and pain and scarring for life.
Wow. Can you tell us the story?
Oh my goodness. So I always have been on the heavier side, always throughout my whole childhood. I was a chubby kid. I was, especially going into adolescence, just chubby. And, I didn't do anything. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't exercise. I didn't eat right. Or I slept a lot. I just was struggling a lot with different things, and self-hatred was a big one. A big part of because of how I looked, I really wrestled with that. And it wasn't until about college that I met my friend Brandy, who really became an inspiration for me, because she motivated me to become more active. And basically one time she would go running every single day, 4 miles a day. And I was like, okay, I could probably keep up with her. We were similar in our builds, and she smoked me. I mean, she just left me in the dust.
I thought you were going to say she smoked and then ran.
She was smoking. She was like, keep up with me.
Yeah, sorry.
And so I was, she just left me in the dust. And at one point I had such bad cramp, and I only ran maybe like 5 houses down worth of run. And I was like I had to sit down on the dirt path that we were on. And she was like, come on, you got to get up. You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. And I was like, I can't. I've got such a bad cramp. There's no way. And she's like, you got to move. And then she was like, do you want to be fat forever? And I'm like, no, I don't want to be fat forever. And so,
do girls talk to each other like that?
My friend Brandy is like, she will tell you how it is.
Okay.
That's what I love about her. And so anyway, so I get up and I start walking, and just every day we would meet each other, and I started to lose weight. Then I joined Weight Watchers and try to get better eating habits. And then that's just always been something that, while I wouldn't say I've ever reached like a goal weight or a goal physique or whatever, I've just always tried to be, knowing that that's something that I struggle with. I try to be intentional about being active and eating right. And but it's hard because like we've had 6 kids in the last, 13 years ish almost. And my body has changed a lot, and a lot of the changes I can't control. And that can be a source of insecurity. But I will say, like, you have never said to me, oh man, I really prefer if you were this size, or I really wish that you would work out more, or whatever. You've always been super supportive and super kind, and like, no, hun, like, you're beautiful. You're working hard. Like whenever, and I think that that's a good thing that you do that reinforces my healthier body image, because I'm always going to wrestle with it. It's just always going to be a thing. It's always going to be something that's hard for me, because whatever, now I'm getting older, and your body changes as you're getting older. Men's bodies, when they get older, I just feel like y'all get more handsome, but the older that I get more like tired and cranky looking. But you're very good at complimenting my hard work. So if I'm like, David, check this out. I was working out, and now I can lift this weight, or I can, this is my progress. You reward my work in your affirmation versus, yeah, you look so much better now than you did before. And I appreciate that. I don't think I've ever told you that, but I do appreciate that, because then my own self-talk is, good job. You worked really hard, and it's not, you're a failure because you gained weight this week, or you are a failure because you, are not the size that you think you should be, or whatever. So,
well, this is kind of an awkward moment for me, because I wasn't referring to your weight at all. I was referring to that one photo that you showed me one time where it was like your mom put a bowl on your head and cut your hair, like you had a bowl cut.
No, okay. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
I wasn't referring to your weight at all.
Are you trying to hurt my feelings?
I was referring
because so you're succeeding. You said we were talking about body image, idiot.
She had a boy haircut. It was a full.
It was an awesome hairdo. I'm not self-conscious about that at all. I have no regrets.
Your hair was one big bang around. It was like bangs over here, bangs over there.
I hate you.
And you're going on and on about your weight.
Swear word. So here's the thing. I don't care. I have no regrets about my different hairstyles over the years. I was cute. I was 10 years old and it was cute. I was self-conscious about my weight in my photos.
You should have been more conscious about your hair. What was that?
You said we were going to talk about body image. I don't care about my hair. I care about my weight. Obviously. Wow. Let's talk about your weight now.
No, please don't. Please don't.
I was paying you a compliment. I was like, I really appreciate that you say, that you, congratulations, you worked hard, good job or whatever. And that is something that I value about how you affirm me with regards to body image. But now I hate you, and now I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Wait, before you leave.
Before I file the papers.
Do you?
Oh my God.
Do you think? Wow, this is all over hair and body weight. Do you think we would have dated in high school, like or whatever the age? I don't know when you started liking boys. When you had your first
crush.
I was
like 4.
When you're 4. I remember saying to my mom that oh my gosh, Mom, sometimes I have dreams.
Wow, you can stop right there. You can just stop right there. That's okay.
But wait, and she was like, "Oh no, David, no, you shouldn't do that." And I was like, imagine, like, I could have had a complex or something like that. Like, what kind of advice is that to a mom to her young child? Like, you don't say that. Like,
you don't have dreams, David. Don't have dreams. David, don't have dreams.
Like, don't have dreams about girls,
pretty girls.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's bad advice, Mom. I feel like that was therapeutic for me to say that.
What does that have to do with anything?
But do you think let's circle back now? Okay. As that left my mouth, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to share this. Yeah, but do you think that we would have dated when we were in
no,
in
but
high
it
school?
has nothing to do with looks. I feel like it has everything to do with that you were in your after school smokers club and I was playing praise and worship in a youth band. So
yeah, but with your bangs,
we would have judged each other
harshly. Maybe.
Yeah.
You were not in my.
I was wearing long jean skirts, and you
that covered your ankles.
Starting forest fires. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah. Well, you open that can of worms.
So
yeah, I think that and that's an interesting thing is that when you're who you are when you're younger is not who you are and what you hold to be important changes over time. Like my priorities when I was a kid was like girls, hair, and music, right? And your priorities were Jesus, getting to heaven, and learning. and obviously you spent no time on your haircut.
Okay, I was 10, David. 10. No regrets.
But obviously that changed, when you got to college, you were you had friendships that you hadn't had, before, like friends that were challenging you, to be this better version of yourself, the hitting the mark, every time, come on, you can do this.
Who challenged you to be a better version of yourself? When did you start moving away from your rebelliousness?
That definitely was after my conversion when I was like 20, 21, 22, you know, and then
your youth group. You were
yeah,
involved in your
when I was
youth
21
leaders.
and 22, that whatever, I can't remember the exact year, but that's when I got involved with a youth ministry as an adult, you know, a young adult team member. And yeah, I had never been to youth group before prior to that.
Well, and I think that's one thing that we both have in common and probably everybody, like once you have truly that divine encounter, you realize like your worth isn't external. You know, it's not how great your hair is, how great your haircut is, your weight,
Oh
your
yeah,
muscles. Like
yeah.
your value and your identity is not rooted in that. But I think that was a conversion for both of us, because one of the reasons I hated myself was that one of the main reasons was because of what I look like, you know. And then having that encounter, it became not just, okay, if I look a certain way, then I'm worthless. It became, okay, I'm kind of struggling with what I look like right now. There are things that I can do to help with that, but that's not my identity. That's not why I'm loved, or why I should love myself even. It's because I am loved. And for you, the same kind of thing, you know, having that encounter of knowing my priorities are shifted. It doesn't matter if I have a great head of hair or if I'm a rock star. Like, that's not my identity. I think
Sure,
that's
but right, right.
good. But those are gifts, and you should use them and value them. But
yeah, my bald head is a gift. But you still work it, like it. Yeah, my baldness doesn't define me or whatever, but I'm still gonna like try to whatever
grow hair. It's too late
no,
for that,
no,
honey.
no.
I thought we moved
No,
past this.
no. I'm still gonna try. Like what I'm gonna work with what I have. You know. I'm gonna what hairstyle looks good. For me, I'm still
You're gonna grow out the sides.
Yeah, like Larry from Three Stooges. Yeah, like loving yourself, accepting yourself, seeing yourself as I'm God's kid. That doesn't have to mean like you just whatever, let yourself go. I know you try hard, whatever to work out or whatever. We still get haircuts, but it's not like this. If I had to look back and okay, if I saw you when you were in high school and you saw me and the way that I thought when I was in high school and defined myself back then, that things have completely changed. I don't define you by those things, and I don't define myself by those things, and I think that's an important part of maturity, whatever, growing up, however long it takes us to do that.
Well, and it's an important part of marriage that you do know the other person is going to change. Our looks are going to change. Our bodies are going to change. Whether, like right now I'm dealing with a hormone issue. I know a lot of women that deal with hormone issues that make weight loss really, really difficult, and that can bring low self-esteem. And just, as we gray and we wrinkle, we have to, our relationship has to be deeper than that. It grows as we grow and change. And I think that valuing each other for deeper than just what external appearances is also important in a marriage. Because you don't. We just it's unrealistic to expect that we're going to look the same way that we did 14 years ago, or however many years you've been married, that it's okay to change and grow with each other, and to also try to help each other to be healthy, the best that we can be. If there's something wrong, to try to seek an answer and support each other in that, but that also to know that unconditional love in marriage, where it's like, listen, I love you, even when it's hard, even when you don't love yourself. That's a challenge in marriage. And I really think that can only happen when you are taking it to the Lord too.
Well, at least, weight is something that you can change, you can shed or put on whatever you feel like. Whereas hair, you have to live with that. Sometimes I have dreams that I have hair still, and I have dreams like when I was younger
I thought your
about
mom
girls.
told you not to have any dreams.
And my mom said to stop doing that, and I stopped. But now I
Remember? Okay. Do you remember when I had... Stop. Remember when I had the dream that I was on a beach with Robert Barone?
Who is this person?
Ray Romano's brother in... or Ray Barone. And Everybody Loves Raymond, his older brother. And I was on a beach, and I was putting sunscreen on him. And
what
I told
was I
you
wearing?
about this dream. You weren't even there. So, and I told you about this, and you were horrified, like as if I had cheated on you. And I'm like, dude, it's Robert Barone. And you were like, or I said, you had a dream about J-Lo. And you were like, and I rejected her.
Yes, in the dream. I was super hard to get.
He put no sunscreen on.
I sent her away. I dismissed her.
Wow.
Unbeknownst.
Anyways, well, it's been good chatting with you. I'm ending this podcast now.
Well, that's good because the laptop is almost out of batteries.
Okay. So be sure, again, to go to our sponsor for this week's episode. Do you want to cue our outro music? It's Rough to Rustic. So be sure to use the code R2RLOVE. Oh, R2RLOVE5. I think I said R2RLOVES. R2RLOVE5 for $5 off purchases of $49 and more. So www.rough2rustic.com. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. This is Somehow I Marriage with David and Noelle. We'll see you guys on the flippity flip
Next week.
Yep. Swear word.